Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Black Forest Company with another market analysis video. This morning, we're going to be looking at the AUDUSD, also known as the Aussie USD. But before we get started to break down this Forex pair, we have to state that this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Okay. But we all know why you guys are here, which is to find good, credible Forex content that can help improve your ability as a trader and that can help put a little bit of extra money in your pocket. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and break down this Forex pair. Okay. Now, discussing the AUD is going to be a little tricky because all of last trading week, we did not have any news come out about the Australian dollar. Literally, no news events came out about the Australian dollar last week. So when you're in a situation like that, you have to operate on the last economic news that came out about the Australian dollar, which was the previous week. We did have some very good news come out about the Australian dollar, okay? Which is still is operating one of our stronger currencies heading into this trading week. Okay. So we do have some economic news that's coming out today, which is a high impact news on its retail sales. So we have to see how this plays out. If this news comes out good, then the Australian dollar will remain one of our stronger currencies. But if this news comes out poor, then this can be the beginning of the Australian dollar turning towards the downside and the Australian dollar currency starting to devalue. Okay. Now, with the USD, as we stated in previous videos, that the USD is starting to operate the beginning of the trading week as one of our stronger currencies. This is solely due to the aggressive stance that the American government and that the Feds are taking towards combating inflation. The Feds have raised the interest rate from 25% to 50%, and the U.S. government have put a lot of economic policies, measures in place to combat inflation. Okay. And also, the Fed and the US government are discussing putting more economic policies, measures, and interventions in place to combat inflation. And just them talking about it is also causing the US dollar to gain more confidence and gain more strength. Okay. Now, even though there is no credible action plan to what they're talking about, like I said, just them talking about it is causing the market to move towards the USD having strength. Now, the other side of that is that if what they're talking about and they turn into an action plan does not work, the increase in the interest rate does not work in combating inflation, and the different other economic interventions, policies, and measures that the American government has placed to combat inflation does not work and does not combat it aggressively or expeditiously, then we will be in a situation that all the strength that was gained from the US dollar will be lost, and then it will actually start to perform much weaker than it has over the last several trading weeks. Okay. But if these action plans from the discussions that they have improved to be positive, if these interventions and these policies and these measures and the increase in interest rate do combat the inflation very aggressively, very expeditiously, then we will see a very, very high increase, aggressive increase in the US dollar strength. Okay. Now, with all that said, let's break down the technical analysis. Okay. So, from a technical analysis standpoint, as you can see, we've been going up because, as we said it, the AUD has been one of our weaker currencies over the past. Excuse me, has been one of our stronger currencies over the past several trading weeks, as the USD been one of our weaker currencies over the past trading weeks. Okay, but now we're in a situation where we're looking like we're starting to see the beginning stages of price turnover. Okay, now what's going to really catalyze this price turnover is is what the economic news on the retail sales coming out after the New York session on the AUD is going to show. If it comes out good, then we may just have some weak to moderate retracement in which we may retrace as far as here or even here. But if it comes out very poor, we can get as far as this area here. And if we start to get as far as this area here, then we're definitely looking at price turnover, right? But going into the beginning of this New York session for this trading week and going into the Asian session tonight, there's a strong possibility that we will just continue to range out, probably slightly dip into a lower side, but we're going to probably be ranging out for this New York session and the Asian session tonight until we get that economic news comes out. Then we will actually know how far the chart's going to retrace. If the news comes out good, we can have some retracement as far as here, a moderate retracement as far as here before we continue to go back in the long position. But if the news comes out poor, then we're definitely going to have some very, very aggressive retracement, more so looking to like price turnover. We're going to get into this area here before we have a pathetic push up and we can continue to go down. Okay. But as of right now, we're going to be ranging out. I wouldn't recommend trading this until you actually see what is going to happen with the range, whether the range is going to break towards the short side or the long side, and then you can go ahead and place your positions based off whatever side it break towards as long as the fundamentals support it. Okay. But for as of right now, we're just going to be ranging out for the most part until we have a shift in our fundamentals. Okay. I hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.